Welcome. Like information about the tutors and Mr. Radio Club, get right to us at P.O. Box 225, Greenhawk, PA, zip code 15047. That's P.O. Box 225, Greenhawk, PA, zip code 15047. Or else on the internet's World Wide Web at www.trarc.net. www.trarc.net. Radio Club meetings are held on the third Tuesday of every month except July, August, and December. They start at 7 p.m. Equipment is never checked as an emergency or priority traffic at this time. In a hurry, does anyone have glitches of silent keys? Any radio amateurs have recently passed away? Unheard already. Okay, I'll take some check-ins here in a moment. When you check into this net, please give your call sign slowly and phonetically. It means spell out your call sign. And let me know if you have any nonsense or comments for the net. At this time, I'm looking for the officers of the Two Rivers ARC wishing to check into the Two Rivers net.
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, Bob and Elizabeth Township. Evening, Chuck. Even to the net, no traffic.
W3OC. Please copy. Kilo Bravo 3, Uniform Whiskey Charlie, Stephen Boston. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone else on the net. No other comments. W3OC. Please recognize November 3, Juliet, Hotel, Bravo, Jim and McKeesport. Good evening to everyone. No traffic.
Okay, got Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, Kilo Bravo 3 Uniform Whiskey Charlie, and November 3 Juliet Hotel Bravo. And are any other members of the Two Rivers ARC Board of Directors wishing to check in? Not heard. All right, now I'm looking for stations that are offering mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County for the Two Rivers ARC.
W83TPD, portable, Andy, West Mifflin.
W3OC.
Please copy. Kilo Bravo 3, Oscar X-Ray Hotel, Bill in Hancock County, West Virginia.
W3OC. W3OC, this is Whiskey America 3, Alpha Hotel Charlie, Antonio in Pittsburgh. Good evening, Chuck and those on the net. I have no comments.
W3OC. Here's Kilo Bravo 3, Victor Sierra Papa, Dan, Beaver County. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening to the net.
W3OC. Please copy November 3 Tango Delta Victor, portable in Hazelwood, no traffic.
W3OC. This is Kilo Alpha 3, Kilo Sierra Papa, Jim Portable in Carnegie. W3OC. Whiskey Alpha 3, Bravo Oscar Juliet, 10 Portable Squirrel Hill. Good evening to you, Chuck. Good evening, Net. No traffic. W3OC. Please copy Alpha Delta 3 for Alpha. Lead no friend, no traffic.
Okay, that time I got Whiskey America 3 Papa Bravo Delta Portable, Kilo Bravo 3 Oscar X-Ray Hotel, Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie, Kilo Bravo 3 Victor Sierra Papa, November 3 Tango Delta Victor Portable, Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Sugar Papa Portable, Whiskey America 3 Bravo Oscar Japan Portable, Alpha Delta 3 Alpha Alpha. Anybody else mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County? All right, now we'll stop for general check-in. Anyone else that hasn't checked in like to do so, call now, please.
W3OC.
No traffic. Thank you.
W3OC.
Alpha 3 Oscar Zulu, John is White Oak, and good evening to you and to the net. No comment. W3OC. This is November 3, Papa Imperial. Chuck in the South Hill. Hello, Chuck. Everyone on that. W3OC. Please copy Kilo Bravo 3, Kilo Bravo Hotel. Greg in Castle Hill. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening to the net. I have no traffic. W3OC. W3OC, please copy. Kilo Charlie 3, India, Romeo, Golf. This is Ed McKeesport. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Charlie 3, November Foxtrot, Mike and Scott Township. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. No traffic. W3OC. Here is K3 Hotel, India, Romeo. K3HIR, Merle and Elizabeth Township. Good evening, Chuck. No comment. W3OC. Please copy Whiskey Alpha 3, Echo, Romeo, Tango. Madison Township. No traffic. Good evening, Chuck. Everyone else in the net. Okay, thank you. I got Alpha 3 Oscar Zulu, Kilo, and November 3 Papa Sierra uniform. Kilo Bravo 3, Kilo Bravo Hotel, Kilo Charlie 3 India Radio Golf, Kilo Charlie 3 November Fox, Kilo 3 Hotel India Radio, and Whiskey America 3 Echo Radio Tango. Anybody else? W3OC. This is W3 Sierra Yankee Radio, Bob and White Oak. Good evening, Charlie, and good evening to the net. No comments. W3OC, this is Kilo Echo 8, Romeo Echo Yankee, Ray and Rogers. No traffic. Okay, got Whiskey 3 Sierra Yankee Radio, Kilo Echo 8, Radio Echo Yankee. Anybody else? W3OC, I apologize if this is a repeat, but this is Kilo Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Oscar, Sevi in Sahara Township. Good evening to the net, no traffic. Okay, got Kilo Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Oscar. Anybody else? Okay, alright, we'll stop there. Thank you all. It's W3OC, net control for the Two Rivers ARC net. Alrighty, let's try to get in here. I've got some general information. I got a news line transmission keyed up on a computer. And let's see what else we got here. Pretty much it. Let's see what else I got. Alright, announcement regarding Two Rivers activities. We have a Wednesday night GapNet. It starts at 8 p.m. on the link repeater system at 8 p.m. at 147.12 or 442.250 megahertz. Hope you can get a chance to join the group over there. Tomorrow evening, we have a Two Rivers ARC Board of Directors meeting. Hamfest planning meeting. Club members are encouraged to attend to that. It will be held at Renziehausen Park, Lake Emily Shelter. Pavilion number 1 starts at 7 p.m. Club members who would like to purchase their Hamfest prize tickets can do that also there, hopefully. That's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Okay, of course, the Two Rivers ARC Hamfest is coming up next Sunday at the 49th Annual Hamfest. It's a computer show. It's McKeesport Palisades. An event center, that's what it's called, 105th Avenue in McKeesport, Pennsylvania, zip code 15132. The McKeesport Palisades is located on PA Route 48 in the city of McKeesport. It's right along the Yawk River. I think Water Street is the street directly in front of it. So get a chance to come out there for that. We should have directions here on this repeater, 146.73, and the mobile check-in should be on 146.52. Prizes listed so far, I've been told the prizes are in hand, so that's a good thing. We have an ICOM 7300 HF transceiver, an ICOM 2730A, I believe it's a mobile radio, an ICOM 5100 Alpha Delta, VHF UHF radio, a portable generator, an HP laptop computer, and a Nano VNA vector network analyzer. These are just some of the ones that have been announced. There will be others, I'm sure. There's an admission charge. If anybody wishes to sign up for a table, you should contact the AMFES chairman pretty darn soon. You should do that very quickly. His phone number is 412-260-5699. 412-260-5699. You can do email too to atsfbuild2@gmail.com. I'll repeat that. Alpha, Tango, Sugar, Foxtrot, Bravo, India, Lima, number 2@gmail.com. Amateur radio exams will also be offered and start at 9 a.m. And they're by pre-registration only. So you should contact the coordinator. We have a different phone number and contact for that. Let's see, the phone number is 724-274-8201, 724-274-8201, or email to ag3u@aol.net, Alpha Golf 3 Uniform at aol.net. We'll have breakfast and lunch available to all homemade food, no microwave stuff as far as I know. So get a chance to come out there. That's this coming Sunday at 8 a.m. at the McKeesport Palisades over there in McKeesport. Okay, look for your calendar of events coming up. I just announced the AMFES. Let's see. These are a little bit far off, but not that far off. The Westmoreland Air Show is coming up on May the 29th and 30th. It's my understanding they're going to be needing ham operators for that. That's being held at the Arnold Palmer Airport out there in the Greensburg area. Anybody wants that should contact, take a look on the webpage, www.wc3ps.org. Email can go to docsam33@gmail.com. docsam33@gmail.com. That's for the Arnold Palmer, for the Westmoreland Air Show that's coming up. Not this week, July 24th and 25th, the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix is returning. Ham officers are going to be needed for that. Anybody wishes to sign up for that should contact the coordinator, Corky, November 3, Mexico, Juliet Papa. Phone number is 724-217-5458. 724-217-5458. Okay, it looks like there's some ham fests that have been announced in August. August 7th, DX Engineering has to have a ham fest at their location over there in Talmadge, Ohio. On August the 14th, Uniontown ARC is planning a Gap Fest at their club ground in Uniontown, PA. More details to be announced on this one. August 29th, Skyview Radio Society has their swap and chop scheduled at their club grounds in Kensington, PA. That's kind of what I got on the local scene. I don't think I have anything else. With that, I'll take a standby. Anybody need repeats or anything ever? W3OC.
Chuck, your Century GHB.
Go ahead.
I just want to let everybody know that the AMFES chairman has been working real hard, and the AMFES is coming along real well. Just a couple things, as I said last week, we will be COVID-19 guideline compliant. Everyone will wear masks. We're going to pass out gloves, and there's going to be hand sanitizers located throughout the AMFES. The gloves are in case you guys want to handle the equipment that might be there on the table for your protection. Everybody's going to be able to have disposable gloves there for you. So it's just a few things we're trying to do to make it safe. The table's going to be spaced far enough apart. We really want to make it a safe AMFES, and
Net from W3OC. Okay, thank you. All right, anybody got any questions or anything? If they haven't, of course, switch over to Newsline.
And 3BJA with a quickie.
Well, go ahead.
If the weather cooperates, are we going to have tailgating?
No.
That was easy.
Yeah, it's an easy question.
See you there.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anybody else got any questions for anything they've heard from W3OC? By the way, for what it's worth, it's also April 18th is the World Radio Amateur Day, too, which is something the International Amateur Radio Union set up. I don't know a lot about it. There's information up on the Arrow website about that. But, kind of the after effect, if you want to call it like that, unplanned on our end, that's for sure. I'm taking a quick look at the ARO website just to see what news they have up there in the latest news feature. It says updated radio frequency exposure rules become effective on May 3rd. That was released today. Apparently on the 8th there was a volunteer monitor program report for March has been issued. Amateur Radio in Space has got their IRS 501c3 recognition. Not sure what that's about. Young operators with YOTA and Altitude 3 times a year contest. Amateur radio community invited to take part in Mars exercise on 60 meters. And yeah, I believe that Mars exercise, I believe, is also being announced on standard frequency station WWV and WWV8 at least once an hour. I'm not sure what that is, but there's a lot of information, like I said, is on the Airwolf website. With that, let me switch over here. We'll go over to Newsline, W3OC.
Good evening. Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2267 with the release date of Friday, April 9th, 2021. To follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. Get ready to work Bouvet Island later this year. Antarctica gets an unexpected activation, and a renowned hex beam creator becomes a silent key. All this and more is Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2267 comes your way right now. From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. And now reporting from Valparaiso, Indiana, here's Paul Brown, WD9GCO. We begin this week with a big D-Expedition update, and you know that has to mean Bouvet Island. But 2 D-Expeditions? John Williams, VK4JJW, brings us the details. The date is set, December 15th of this year, for the Rebel DX group to depart Cape Town, South Africa, for Bouvet Island and the 3Y0I activation. The team said it's ready as ever following the cancellation of their 2019 D-Expedition when they were within sight of the remote island and had to turn back during the cyclone for safety reasons. The team of 8, led by Polish D-Expedition at DOM 3Z9DX, expects to be on Bouvet for as many as 30 days and will operate 8 stations on 160 through 6 meters using CW, SSB, FT4/FT8, RITI, and operations through the Qatar Oscar 100 satellite. The team has continued to appeal for donations to meet its remaining need for $32,000. Meanwhile, the Intrepid DX group has announced that they'll be activating the island as well, using the call sign 3Y0J. Their 20-day stay on the island is set for January 2023. The team's immediate goal is to continue fundraising to meet their budget of $764,000 before their planned trip aboard the MV Braveheart. The Rebel
DX Group, in response to the other team's announcement, said in a press release, quote, "We would like to wish the recently announced 3Y0J Bouvet D expedition all the best for a successful activity in 2023. There's enough space for even 3 more activities from 3Y0 land. We know how much detailed planning goes into a project like this and cross fingers for them." End quote. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm John Williams, VK4JJW.
Occasionally, there is a D-expedition that didn't start out quite so ambitiously. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, has this story about one ham whose activation of Antarctica just grew from its humble beginnings.
For Paul Daniels, VK2PAD, this was the Antarctic D-expedition that, well, just sort of happened. An instrument electrician and trade supervisor, Paul was assigned to work at Casey Station in Antarctica, where he expects to be for the next 9 months or so. Of course, he brought his radios and lots of wire for some antennas. Initially, he just wanted to chat with people on the air. That's what he told Newsline. A conversation with the Australian Worldwide Flora and Fauna manager changed all that. Being a soda activator, he was game for adventure, and he was convinced to activate the WWFF park he was in, as well as the continents. He's using the call sign VK0PD and trying his best on HF, including 2 bands new to him, 17 and 24 metres. Paul told Newsline, and I quote, "Somehow this quickly morphed into what feels like being a rare contest station. My usual style is halfway between a quick QSO and a rag tube. I like to get to know people and make friends, so this fast-paced action is not a familiar thing for me." End quote. The activation has shown, Paul, that the peaks of soda summits have got nothing on the peaks of massive pile-ups for a coveted DX location. Email him if you want to learn more about his availability. His email address is in the printed version of this week's Newsline script. VK0PD only operates on the weekends, but is eager to, what else, break the ice? For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Commercial spaceflight logged another first on Monday, April 5th, as the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft undocked from the forward port and moved to the zenith port of the ISS with the crew of 4 amateur radio operators aboard. The complex maneuver was the first of its kind undertaken by a commercial crew, and it makes way for the next Crew Dragon spacecraft docking at the ISS later this month. Onboard Crew Dragon Resilience during the undocking were NASA's Mike Hopkins, KF5LJG, Victor Glover, KI5BKC, Shannon Walker, KD5DXB, and JAXA's Soichi Noguchi, KD5TVP. The relocation was carried live on NASA TV. The new 4-member crew will consist of NASA's Shane Kimbrough, KE5HOD, and Megan MacArthur, JAXA astronaut Akihiko Hoshide, KE5DNI, and Thomas Pesquet, KG5FYG from the European Space Agency. X-beam users and DXers alike are marking the loss of a popular and prominent figure. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, tells us about Waldy, SP7IDX.
An amateur radio operator considered one of the world's foremost makers of hex beam antennas has become a silent key. The death of Waldy was reported on the dxworld.net website. Reportedly recovering from COVID-19, he suffered a fatal heart attack on the 4th of April. His QTH in southeast Poland was also the company headquarters for his successful hex beam antenna, used widely by de-expeditioners around the world. He was a well-known de-expeditioner, most particularly in the Islands on the Air Awards scheme. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
The developer of a popular new software that enhances weak signal communication has received special recognition. Cell Envy KB3TZD tells us about him.
The creator of the weak signal digital communication conversational application known as JS8 Call is this year's recipient of the Amateur Radio Software Award. The award, founded by Klaus AE0S, is an international honor recognizing the spirit of innovation given freely to the amateur radio community. Congratulations to Jordan Scherer, KN4CRD of Atlanta, Georgia, who created the application as an extension of the FT8 protocol. According to the awards website, the application was 5 years in the works and has added new vitality to digital communications, most particularly among members of ARIES. It is available to users as a free download. On his QRZ page, Jordan describes the application as a derivative of QSJPX that focuses on long-form, keyboard-to-keyboard style communication similar to what you see in FL Digi or FFQ. Jordan will receive his award certificate and a grant of $300. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Stella B, KB3TZD.
Most of us know that for a good ham radio experience, you need good components. One of the most important components, however, is an intangible one, friendship. The Radio Society of Great Britain hopes to change that by making that friendship tangible and rewarding it. Here's Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, to explain.
Making contact is at the heart of the latest award being offered by the Radio Society of Great Britain. The Friendship on the Air Award has been launched to celebrate contacts that turn into friendships amongst hams. It's a non-competitive award that encourages amateurs to dispense with the quick QSO and really connect with other radio operators. It's an outgrowth of the Get on the Air to Care campaign launched last year by the RSGB and the National Health Service to reduce social isolation during the global pandemic. The RSGB said that the award ties in with the theme of World Amateur Radio Day on Sunday the 18th of April, Home but Never Alone. For details on how to qualify for the award, visit the link provided in this week's Newsline script at arnewsline.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Boots, G4NJH.
There's one more award worth mentioning here, the Bill Pasternak WA6 ITF Memorial Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award. Just a reminder that the nomination period is open. Think of a young amateur whose commitment to community and whose enthusiasm for radio has inspired you and others, and submit their name. Nominees must be 18 or younger, living in the United States, its possessions, or any Canadian province. Downloadable nomination forms can be found on our website at arnewsline.org. Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including D-Star Reflector 91 Charlie in Melbourne, Australia, on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Time.
W306.
The Youth Working Group of the IARU Region 1 has announced a new contest as we hear from Ed Durant, DD5LP.
Young amateurs in IARU Region 1 are hoping for a big turnout in May for the debut of the YOTA contest, an initiative designed to get more young amateurs on the air around the world. The 12-hour competition will be held 3 times a year, with the first one happening on the 22nd of May. There are 8 categories, including ones for hams 25 and younger, and the contest exchange will be the operators' ages. Activity will be on 80, 40, 20, 15 and 10 metre bands in CW and SSB modes. The later contest will be in July and December. The Youth Working Group has arranged the event with the cooperation of the Hungarian Amateur Radio Society. Details are available on the website shown in this week's Newsline script at arnewsline.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Ed Durant, DD5LP.
Speaking of the IARU, it's almost time to mark its 96th anniversary. The worldwide celebration includes this one happening on Echolink. Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, tells us about it.
Like the International Amateur Radio Union itself, OneNet, celebrating the IARU's founding, has undergone plenty of changes since its inception. The net began modestly on Echolink in 2015 when John Duraki, W2JLD, said he noticed there were no celebrations being held in that mode to mark the IARU's founding in Paris in 1925. It has grown in subsequent years to include other modes and extended hours of operation. This year's net will span 16 hours with 10 to 12 net controllers from around the world and the special event call sign W7W. Hams will be checking in on the ROC Ham Echolink Conference node 531091 and on All-Star 2585. Other conferences will be linked, including the Do Drop In node 355800, Wales node 485040, and the South Wales Digital Group node 676659. Users of DMR and Hamshack Hotline will also be able to check in. For further details of the celebration, visit the QRZ page for W7W and to view the QSL card marking the event.
For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kevin Trotman in 5PRE.
In New Zealand, there is promise for extra search and rescue success using drones outfitted with two-way radio. Jim Meachins at L2BHF tells us more.
Take a highly directional microphone array and processor, a team of drones, and a wired landscape with the potential for the danger of getting lost, and you have a promising search and rescue communications tool. At least that's what executives at Dotterall, a company in Auckland, New Zealand, are hoping. Outfitting drones with this kind of audio payload is providing two-way radio capability that can conduct search and rescue over large areas by hearing people's cries for help. This adds one more tool to the versatile toolbox of public safety operations, which already contains the ability to use thermal imaging, cell phone signals, and visual imagery. According to an article in Drone Life, this radio installation will permit two-way communications with people on the ground calling for aid and who can provide details of their injuries. Sean Edlin, the company's CEO, said in a press release that the microphones are able to receive highly directional audio on the ground as the signal remains uncompromised by drone propeller noise and other sounds. Brandon McCarthy, Auckland Search and Rescue leader, said audio will provide an extra capability for the team's operations going forward. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Meacham, ZL2VHF.
With Hamvention being held virtually again this year, there are two programs figuring prominently on the calendar. We hear about them from Stephen Kinford, N8WB.
Hamvention's Contest University will be held virtually again this year, just like Hamvention itself. Classes get underway at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, or 1300 UTC, Thursday, May 20th, on Zoom. Registration is free, and you can start signing up from the 20th of April. Please check contestuniversity.com for updates and a course outline. Lessons of a different sort continue the next day as Hamvention's 2021 award winners make 45-minute presentations followed by a Q&A. Again, all conducted virtually on Zoom. Presenters are Newsline Science Editor Tamitha Mulligan-Scove, WX6SWW, winner of the Technical Achievement Award, Wesley Lamboli, W3WO, winner of the Special Achievement Award, Angel Vasquez, WP3R Amateur of the Year, and the Vienna Wireless Society K4HDA Club of the Year. Don't forget the Hamvention QSO Party on Saturday, May 22nd from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Stephen Kinford, N8WB.
Moto HB9EWU is on the air in Zambia, where he is on a humanitarian mission. He is using the call 9J2BG and is active on 20 meters. Send QSLs to HB9EWU direct or by the Bureau. He is unsure of the length of his activation, but will send QSL cards in 2022 when he returns to Switzerland. Be listening for Alex, PA1AW, who will be using the special event call sign PA96WARD, celebrating World Amateur Radio Day 2021 on the 18th of April. That date is the anniversary of the creation of the International Amateur Radio Union in 1925 in Paris. Send QSLs to PA1AW. We end this week's news report with an invitation. On the occasion of World Amateur Radio Day on Sunday, April 18th, we ask you to sit back, relax, and think of what it means to be a ham radio operator. To help your thoughts along, we offer this poem by Ken Johnson, W6NKE/SK, first published in 73 magazine in 1960. Sunil, VU3ZAN, brought it to the attention of Ono, VK6FLAB. We thank Ono, who reads it here in his excerpt from his weekly podcast, Foundations of Amateur Radio.
The Vagabond Hand by Ken Johnson, Whiskey 6, November Kilo Echo, Silent Key. A vagabond's life is the life I live, along with others ready to give. A friendly laugh and a word of cheer to each vagabond friend, both far and near. I travel the airwaves day or night to visit places I'll never sight. From the rail of a ship or from a plane, yet I'll visit them all again and again. I never hear from a far-off land that my pulse doesn't quicken. With careful hand, I tune my receiver in VFO dial to make a new friend and chat for a while. Africa, Asia, they're all quite near, in as easy reach as my radio gear. With the flip flip of a switch, the turn of a knob, I can work as an L, a friend named Bob. There's an LU4, a fellow that's grand, who's described to me his native land, till I can hear the birds and feel the breeze as it blows from the slopes of the mighty Andes. I learned of the surf in a coral strand, the smell of hibiscus where palm trees stand, neath a tropical moon, silver and bright, from an FO8 that I worked one night. I thrilled to the tales of night bird screams in the depth of the jungle where death-laden streams flow neath verdant growth of browns and greens from a DU6 in the Philippines. The moors of Scotland, a little French shrine, German castles on the River Rhine. Of these things I've learned over the air without ever leaving my ham shack chair. There's a KL7 on top of the world, to whom the northern lights are a banner unfurled, that sweeps across the Arctic night, makes the frozen sky a thing of delight. Tales of silver and gold and precious stones, ancient temples and moulding bones, where the natives untold are tall and tan, by an XE3 down in Yucatan. My vagabond trips over the air will take me, well, just anywhere, where other vagabonds and I will meet, from a tropical isle to a city street. My vagabond's life will continue, I know, through the fabulous hobby of ham radio, and one day, from out at the world's end, we'll meet on the air, my vagabond friend. I'm Ono, Victor Kilo 6, Foxtrot Lima, Alpha Bravo.
With thanks to the ACMA, Amateur News Weekly, AMSAT, the ARRL, CQ Magazine, David Behar, K7DB, Drone Life, DXWorld.net, Hamvention, IARU Region 1 Youth Working Group, Intrepid DX Group, NASA, Ohio Penn DX Newsletter, Ano Ben Shop, VK6FLAB, QRZ.com, Radio World, Radio Society of Great Britain, Rebel DX Group, Rich Gordon K0EB, Southgate Amateur Radio News, ShortwaveRadio.de, Space News, Ted Randall's QSO Radio Show, the Wireless Institute of Australia, WTWW Shortwave, and you, our listeners. That's all for the Amateur Radio Newsline. Please send emails to our address at newsline@arnewsline.org. More information is available at Amateur Radio Newsline's only official website at arnewsline.org. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO in Valparaiso, Indiana, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2021. All rights reserved.
Good evening, 8:39 p.m.
Okay, it's W3OC net control for the Two Rivers Amateur Radio Club. Net that concludes this week's Newsline transmission. On a sad note, I'd like to announce that the passing of Kurt W3U's father here just last week. Our deepest sympathies occurred in his family for his recent loss. Okay. I have no more announcements, so at this time we'll take some late check-ins, and I'd also like to check in with Don Tacoma.
Net control. Net control, please copy. Kilo Charlie 3, November Hotel Echo, Gary, Nobles, Blairsville.
W3OC. This is Kilo Bravo 3, Lima November Charlie, Mobile, Lenny here on the south side. Good evening, everybody. No traffic.
W3OC. WA3 TFS, Jim McGrath, no traffic.
Okay, that time I got Kilo Charlie 3 November Hotel Echo Mobile, Kilo Bravo 2 Lima November Charlie Mobile, and Whiskey American 3 Tango Foxtrot Sugar. Anybody else?
W3OC.
Charlie 3, Papa India November, James from Munhall. Good evening, everybody. No further traffic.
Air Control, this is Whiskey Bravo 3, Charlie Alpha India, Mark in Baldwin, no traffic.
Okay, got Kilo Charlie 3 Papa India November. By the way, you have a very loud hum on your signal. And David Whiskey Bravo 3 Charlie Alpha India. Anybody else, please?
W3OC. This is Kilo Charlie 3, Romeo Alpha Alpha, Bill, Observatory Hill, no traffic.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 3 Radio Alpha Alpha. Anybody else? Okay, I'm closing that out at this hour. I'd like to thank everybody that checked with us this evening. I count 29 checks, including the control. Thank you all for checking in. Hopefully we'll catch many of you folks at the Two Rivers Ham Fest next Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. Starts at 8 a.m. at the McKeesport Palisades over there in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. The address is 105th Avenue, McKeesport. If you need directions, we'll be on this repeater, 14673, as the plans are, and also on 14652. Hopefully we see everybody there. With that, we're going to repeat it back to General MCU. This is W3OC, also W3O. Good night.